Flex walking.
Flex. Oh, wait, let me put my sunglasses on. It can't be official if I got my
There
sunglasses
you go, there
on.
you go.
Welcome to Flex Walking here in Florida at the Everglades.
How cool is this?
If Dave wants to spin around and show what we've got here, we're working with. What about this?
That's a change of scenery, man.
This is definitely a change of scenery. And we have, well, me and Ali live literally, well, how close you think?
That's like
5 minutes.
5 minutes,
right?
yeah.
And that's just pretty much getting out of my gated community to get up here.
Yeah.
So we live literally walking distance. You guys see me on my stories. I will walk that long stretch of road every morning. This is what the other side of the end stretch of road leads to, and this is it. So I've been trying to look for some alligators for Dave.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the weather is not great. It's drizzling a little bit at the moment, if you guys can see that, but the water is choppy and alligators don't like to come up the choppy.
We may
weather.
get lucky. We
will find one. I'm bloody determined, even if it's fucking dead. So some guys fishing out there. There's great fishing out here. A lot of big mouth bass. A lot of people come out.
Do you fish? Do you ever fish here?
I've got all the setup, and during 2018 prep, I think everybody does this. Everybody wants to start a new hobby and prep, don't they? You either want to do something different, or they go on Amazon and buy everything. I was going through this. I'm going to be fishing during prep phase. So me and my little brother went and got everything, and we ended up going fishing a few times. Didn't catch shit. So that was the end of my fishing expeditions.
Did you sell your stuff? You still have it?
No, I still got it. I really do like fishing. I fished a lot when I was a young kid in Wales.
It's therapeutic.
It's a great way to relax for yourself, Dave.
Yep.
Maybe we'll see.
I look at the boat over there. People on the boat. Yeah, there you go.
There's an alligator that used to be here all the time. I used to literally swim in. I think people used to feed him.
Really?
Yeah. Look, there's all iguanas that are going to be running in.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's... He used to sit here at the top of the water, bobbing away, and then you'd see... There was a big iguanas down there, see? On the rocks. Keep looking. Keep moving.
No. Oh, yes! Yeah. I see it. It's down there. I saw it though.
Didn't go down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, this is Flex Walks.
That's right. That's
Flex
right.
Walking.
Jay already told me you're not gonna make it.
Hold on to this.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can find this alligator.
We're hunting.
I guess I've come here before, and literally this alligator was, look at the size of that iguana over there. You see it?
Oh yes, there he is. There he goes.
Yeah, I don't
know if they saw it, but
they can swim.
Yes, there he is, right by the rock there.
Yeah, look, there's two alligators. There's two of them. They're right next to each other.
It kind of blends in a little bit, so you have to be, yeah. There you go. The other one's much smaller. Yeah.
You can see them.
Yeah. Wow. They're quick. Man.
You know, I had 14 iguanas in my own house. I counted them.
In the house or in the pool?
In my around my property and on my pool.
Wow.
And there was this big fake rock in the middle of my pool. Somehow they found a way of getting in there, and then they created this little bloody iguana empire. It's like a little brothel in there.
They kicked you out of your own pool.
There was 2, and then it turned to 14. These things are like going after it.
Yeah. You catch anything? Yeah. Any alligators anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's alligators.
Over there? Oh, cool. These guys tell us. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Oh, great. Yeah. We'll find some.
Oh, there's plenty normally to see. Well, welcome to Florida, Dave.
I know.
And all you guys watching.
That's awesome. I've been wanting to come here for so long. I'm so glad it worked out. It's great. So we're just about 19 weeks out from the 2020 Olympia, right? Was it 20 last time? I thought. Oh, yeah, 19 and a half.
Yeah.
We just passed 20.
That's correct.
Yeah. So you're just starting your off season.
Yes.
And how do you feel starting this prep?
I'm feeling like I'm still digesting my breakfast.
I know.
No, we've had a game plan for a while, and we've it's been a crazy one for sure. It's been a crazy one for everybody, right, during the quarantine time. To stay focused and just hope and pray everything falls into place. I've done everything that has been asked of me for this year, and I followed the complete game plan the coach Neil Hill put into place. Just giving my body a break as well, just detoxing my body before we started this off season. And now we kicked it off last week, so we've already put on I think it's 11 pounds.
Wow.
I put some weight on since I seen you last too.
I know.
So it's going on. Obviously the first week you're going to put that weight on fast, right? It's not going to be anything but a lot of water weight, but my body is now sort of acclimated more so to the food quantity and everything else. That's the biggest thing. This prep is the food and getting it in, and even just having to prime myself ready for what's to come, you know. It's a big change going from 212 to open class.
And I want to talk about that. Is, you know, a lot of people when you decide to retire from 212, we're wondering, you know, why take a full year before not even competing again, but a full year's break, sort of. And then was that all more for your body or more for your mind adjustment to finally now, you know, competing in the tell me a little bit about the logistic behind that. I know Neil did a few interviews, but I want to hear from you.
Well, realistically, we know that for me to step on stage in a year after me winning the 2018 Olympia, it wasn't going to be it wouldn't have been the look that we want to bring to the table. So that first year away from the stage really was something I've been craving for the last 10 years. I've competed for 10 years
straight.
I never had a break, never had a year to just sit back and look at different goals outside of bodybuilding, focus on some business. So it gave me just that refresh button that I was looking for. You know, did I do anything different with my training? Absolutely not. I've trained to win everything, every show I've ever stepped foot on. And also that time off mentally, it just gave me that time to process this next stage in my life. This undertaking of stepping on stage in the Mr. Olympia in December is a massive feat. You know, a lot of athletes will say, oh yeah, I want to make it to Olympia, stand on an Olympia stage. I've stood on that Olympia stage for 7 years, right? It's the highest honor in bodybuilding. Now I'm standing on that stage against the best bodybuilders in the entire world, regardless of weight, unlimited. And for you to go from a 212, or for me to go from a 212 athlete to then wake up the next day and be like, okay, bring on the open, it's unrealistic. That process has to be trained for, it has to be mentally accepted in your head, and then you have to get that belief system that you can actually win. So that whole year was just conditioning myself ready for the open class. Food, training never changed, but mentally was the biggest thing I had to overcome. Coach, Ali, all my circle, I've always believed in what I can achieve. They've seen it from the get-go. When I put my mind into something and truly believe, then, you know, it's game over. But now we're obviously on to pastures new. Watch yourself. There we go.
Gonna go around. I'm really glad you mentioned that because Jay always mentions that the Olympia is not a show that you can't just decide to do just a few months out.
Yeah.
You have to prep for it all year long. That's how long it takes mentally. And I think the last time he competed, he mentioned that several times. When he decided to do it, he had less than a year to actually mentally prep himself and physically, and it's too quick. So for you to make such a big change, going from 212 to open, I can understand why you needed that year, just like you said, to refresh, but also to prime your mind into this is like a different ball game, and now you're ready.
Whole different ball game.
Yeah. Wow.
And you gotta, and it's just not accepting the fact then you're in the open class and having to have the belief system you can win, because I've stood against athletes who have so much belief system, but what really happens in reality is two different things.
Yeah.
You got to have a realistic goal and have a realistic viewpoint of what your physique is going to look like, because the person who has the most belief and confidence in the world can tell you now that they're going to win the Mr. Olympia. Anybody can say that, but I never have been that athlete to bang my own drum and say I'm going to do this and do that. I think you're setting yourself up for a fall when you're overly confident.
Yeah.
More so, not overly confident, cocky. I'm confident, but I choose to show that in more action than anything else.
Yes.
And with me going into this year's Olympia, I'm training to win, just like every other athlete that's up on that stage.
Yeah.
They have the belief system. They've been there. They've tasted a victory. They've tasted a defeat close to winning, and them are dangerous guys. They also know that I'm a dangerous athlete coming into this year's Open, because what I'm bringing to the stage is consistency to my conditioning. I'm not going to be the biggest guy on stage. I'm not trying to be the biggest guy on stage. I will never be the biggest guy on stage, but my goal is to bring what is on the bodybuilding judging sheet, and that is the total package: conditioning, symmetry, everything from tan, proportion, and just stage presence.
Yeah.
So I'm not nervous about standing up against the big boys. I mean, I faced every threat as a 212 guy.
Yep.
And every single year there was another athlete that was thrown in the mix that was coming to win.
Let me ask you a question. When you see, and we talked about this earlier when we did the Skype interview with Jay, but when you see Hadi competing at the Olympia for the first time last year and placing as high as top 3, does that please you? Meaning, like, if I'm you, I'm thinking, you know what? Wow, I beat this guy. Yeah. We're very close competitors, and he got top 3 at the Olympia. That bodes well for me. Don't you feel that way, or no? No. Really?
No, I don't. I look at every athlete as an equal. What Hadi achieved was amazing.
Yeah.
That's not to go around the question.
Yep.
Phenomenal. But he's a natural open class guy. For him to suck in the 212 class.
But so are you. Yeah. I've seen pictures of you at 225. That was gonna be my second question. What do you feel personally has been your absolute best package, and what weight was that? I would guess around 225, 230.
6 weeks out.
Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah. So you're not a 212. You just squeezed yourself down to that class every time.
Yeah, I did squeeze myself down into that class.
Right?
But I done it, and not to brush over the question you asked about Hadi. Me and Hadi have had phenomenal battles in Korea, and there was a definite, for me, a sense of not a vindicated victory for me that I could celebrate, because that Korea experience was not very good at all.
Yeah.
It was 1 week after the Olympia, and it was 3 weeks after Dallas passed.
Yeah.
And my mind was not even in the game,
Yeah.
I'm not crying, I got sweat right now. But yeah, it was a crazy time. I went to Korea alone. Neil went. Normally Neil comes with me on all my international, and he said to me, "Do you want me to come to Korea this year?" He was prepping William. and instead he went to Prague.
Okay.
And just that show for me was just one of them. I was just in. Not at the time. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
You know, I felt I was good enough to go. But in a nutshell, I should have just not. So I feel that wasn't the best version of me up on that stage, even though I felt I was good enough to win. I was hoping that 2018 would have been the competition, what would it be? The
rematch?
The rematch,
yeah,
that everybody wanted to see in the 212.
Yeah. And
then I would have, in my heart of hearts, truly crossed off beating every single person that's ever been put in front of me.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's an exciting time for me to jump up on that open stage, because you know, there's not one athlete I look at and go, man, you know, he placed third, right? So use Hardy as an excuse. And I know I've beaten Hardy. I could have been there. I look at the victor and go, oh, man, what do I have over him? Or what does he have over me? The guy I want to beat is the champion, not the person that comes third place.
Yes.
So I'm looking at the person who wins only.
I get it.
And that's my mentality. And again, I'm saying that with all respects and humility, but you know, this is a show based on being the best physique. And I damn well work hard enough, you know, in the gym and out of the gym to be the top professional. How I walk, talk, act. Obviously being on JayTV, shout out to Jay for the blueprint he set for all us athletes. Because he's in my eyes, the poster boy of how you should do it. And you know, whatever happens, Dave, come December, I know that I've put everything in this year. It's been a massive change, life change. But I've got everybody around me. I've still got the same team around me as I've had for all these years.
And I want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
You've had one coach in your life that's been Neil since day one.
Yeah.
And he's still with you today. And you were just talking to me off camera, telling me that every time I talk to him, which is at least twice a week. Twice a week, right?
I talk to him on WhatsApp every day.
Okay, every day.
Yeah, but on calls. Yeah.
But every time he'll give you a couple, you know, pep talk speech, and it's pretty much always the same thing, but it resonates with you. And whenever he talks to you, he just believes in this so much that it really powers you up and just really inspires you. And it's great for you to have the same coach. I feel like so many people today will change coach so many times, trying to look for the magic formula. And the fact that you stay with the same person says a lot of your relationship with him. I think that's great.
Vice versa though, right?
Yeah.
I'm a difficult fucker to be with too.
Really? I don't know. I would have to ask him. Maybe we can ask him later.
No, listen, we've been together like an old disgruntled married couple. No, we're great. For 20 years, 19 years, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
what is it about him? What makes him so good? Tell me.
He's just the fucking best. How would I sum Neil up? He's just so unique. I would say that he's a friend. He's a coach. He's no nonsense, and he's the top class praise. You won't get praise out of him if you ain't doing the work. He ain't gonna fluff around and say, you know, you look good when you don't. So when you hear something, even with us working together for so many years, and I hear, hey, you're looking good, that fucking day changes for me, because you get the acknowledgement out of somebody that you respect still. And it's very hard to have that dynamic when you think about it. People sometimes change their mindset to certain relationships as the years go on, but we somehow have strategized this unspoken I would say routine every year, where 20 weeks out from the show, which is now, he puts coach's hat on, and then the dynamic changes. You know, I'm not expecting to have that buddy call anymore, because it's business for him as it is for me. Don't get me wrong, we still have a relationship, but it definitely changes. And the problem is for other athletes that probably work for Neil is that they find that change hard to accept.
Yeah.
Because they've gone for the laughy, jokey type of coach in the off season.
So you have to have that sort of respect for each other, and that line that
it's the switch.
Yeah.
So when we turn that switch on, you know, he's basically telling me what I need to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like being told stuff, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
You know, Neil works with some amazing athletes, and he governs respect out of them as much as we respect, you know, govern respect out of him. So with us, our personal relationship, I can't speak for anybody else. You know, he and I know what's going to happen at a certain time when I start getting tired, and then his mentality is just every single day is coach mode. I can't explain it. I played rugby and a variety of different sports for a high level all my life. So I've had amazing coaches. Discipline was the key word, you know. Earn the respect of the coach. Play hard, you know, give all. And that's how I see my relationship with Neil is. He is... he's not a bodybuilding coach. He's my coach.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got to start thinking outside the box here. You know, that's one of the reasons why I have all these savages around me in different sports, businessmen, athletes, not just bodybuilders. Because when you're around that like gym environment or athlete or business, it's going to rub off on you.
Yes.
You know, iron sharpens iron, and when you see an athlete who is progressing in his career, you know, most who are watching, I got a lot of UFC friends. You see that athlete's career progressing, it just somehow rubs off on you. You know, just seeing that person getting up in the morning, doing the grind, doing all the media, doing this and that, how they treat their fans. You become better by seeing that person conform and walk, talk and act. So, you know, not only has Neil taught me a lot, but then I've taught myself to think outside of the box of bodybuilding. So then what happens is you get interest from external coming in to possibly support you, you know. So yeah, you know, I know I've gone off the subject with Neil.
No, that's interesting. Yeah.
But he is most definitely, I would say, the best coach in the industry, because he flip.
Well, at least he's the best for you.
Yeah, he's the best.
Because
he's the best
you've never tried anybody else.
No, but nor has it been the interest to even look for greener grass.
Yes. And that's rare, Flex. That's why I'm bringing this up, because it's rare in today's society.
Yeah.
You know?
I truly believe that, you know, like in any relationship, if you and your girl get together, it's going to be fucking sunshine and rainbows. It's going to be, you know, what do you call it, a honeymoon for the first couple of years. Yeah. But there's going to be times then where you get tested. Yeah. And me and Neil have been tested many times. You know, when I moved from the UK to America, I'd already done about 11 shows with Neil as an amateur, all over the world. But he was used to seeing me in the flesh. Yes. Physically making changes every 1 or 2 times a week. I used to drive 1 hour from my house in my old rickety van to his house in Tenby in Wales every once a week, sometimes twice a week. And he'd make the changes on the fly, you know. Yeah. When I moved, he wasn't so tech friendly, you know. And he found it very hard to communicate over email. Yes. And that could have ruined our relationship. Yeah. But I was stubborn to make it work. And, you know, Neil, that didn't even know how to bloody look at a keyboard before, now you look at him, he's fucking telling me how to work Instagram and everything else. He's gone full circle. But he's again, not to harp on any too much on Neil, but again, he's been there since I was 19, so he's seen so many different stages of my life, you know, competition wins, breakups with girlfriends, times where I've been on the bones of my ass, thinking, shit, do I go back home to the UK, or do I keep on chasing this dream?
Yeah.
And then them are the times where you need a coach to step in and be like, yo, this is going to work. Look how far you've come.
Yes.
You know, as opposed to come home and we'll work together again.
Yeah.
Now it's full circle where Neil lives here in Boca Raton.
He does? Okay.
Yeah, and he's at my gym on the daily. So before I used to be able to have like my time away from him a couple of weeks out from a show. Now he's there at my gym every day. But all jokes aside, it's actually fantastic to have him for the last 2 years in and around my gym. I train with him a couple of times a week, and then I train with the boys the remaining time of the week. So we split up our time. Yeah, so he's loving it here in Florida, and it's been quite welcoming to have him.
Yeah, he's in Europe today, but we're gonna get him on the Skype and see what he has to say about you.
Yeah,
you know, today. So
fresh out of a hip injury, hip operation.
I know.
Crazy fuck guy.
I know. I'm sure he's excited. I can't wait to get him on. Flex, that was a great flex walking, man. I think you gave Jay a run for his money.
Oh man, we're determined, Jay, to find an alligator for the full-time bodybuilder.
Yes, yes.
We've walked about probably, I don't know, 2 miles. But we're gonna walk back, and I'm gonna find something, dead or alive.
Yes, there you go.